Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks being introduced, and just moments ago, Patrick Ewing got the ovation from the 19,000 here at the Garden. And here's tonight's Chrysler Plymouth starting matchups.
Well, Scottie Pippen will be played by Bonner early, then by John Starks when he moves to the second guard position, and then will be picked up by Anthony Mason. That is a key for the New York Knicks.
There has been a war of words going on between these two coaches, both of them throwing out little tidbits, getting the other one to reply. First of all, Phil Jackson, the only coach to win a CBA and an NBA title. He's won 3 of those, and a former New York Knick. And Pat Riley, in his 12 seasons, every team he has coached has had 50-plus wins, and he has been in first place in all 12 seasons. That's a remarkable record. And our officials tonight, Pat Riley Phil Jackson was very critical of the officiating in game number 1 on Sunday, said it was embarrassing, but tonight it's Jess Kersey, Joe Forte, and Billy Oakes get the call.
I'd like to make a statement about the refereeing. I thought that Luke Longley from the Chicago Bulls summed it up perfectly. The referee's calls or lack of calls did not force us to lose a 15-point lead. You say amen to that.
And only 1 offensive rebound for Horace Grant. There's Luke Longley, will be coming off the bench. An integral part of the Chicago Bulls, whether that bench can produce. And there is Horace Grant.
The key this evening is that if Chicago comes out and plays excellent offensive basketball, you must be able to do something with the Knicks in the last quarter. They have played 5 games at playoff time. They are outscoring the opposition in the 4th quarter 27-18. That comes down to hard work, physical conditioning, and then your front court people dominating the rebound.
Knicks won the season series between these two teams, 3-1. The only time Chicago scored over 78 points was in their victory. Cartwright on Ewing. He gives Patrick some trouble. Ewing tips inside. That's no trouble.
Now that was a prime-time stuff.
Pressure immediately on Pippen by Bonner from behind.
What I liked about that call right there, Jess Kersey is not going to allow the hand checking to go on. And right there, as Pippen was making his move, both teams, after a score, will try to inbound the ball quickly and come up the right side of the floor.
Armstrong, Ewing wrestling with Cartwright. They're letting them play.
Cartwright did an excellent job keeping Patrick behind him. The key, last year and this season, the Knicks front the low post man in the triangle offense. By doing that, it eliminates a number of options by Chicago out of the strong side of the floor. The big thing tonight will be, let's see if Chicago has put in some subtle outlets so that they can backdoor and keep the Knicks honest at the defensive end of the floor.
Billy Cartwright in his 15th year out of San Francisco. Played only 9 minutes in the first 3 games. How many minutes will Phil Jackson get out of him tonight?
Well, the big fact is that the referees honor Billy as an established pro, and they allow him to force Patrick off of his favorite spots. Billy will use his 7'2", 260 pounds with the forearm to keep him out of there.
Bonner takes it the length of the court. Grant picks him up.
One thing you never like to do is get caught in the corner or one step over half court.
Patrick with a good first step to the hoop. Jess Kersey blows the whistle. Will have a foul. And it's going to be on Cartwright.
Well, you can see in the early going, Ron, Jess is taking over here, and he is not going to allow the hand checking. You're better off using your forearm tonight rather than your hand on the guy's hip.
Grant slaps it away. Here come the Bulls.
4-on-2.
Oh, Grant threw it too hard. Here we come the other way. It's a 3-on-3. Pippen takes it away. Pippen, number 2 in steals in the NBA during the regular season. Armstrong, the glass won't go. He'll try it again. Chicago having problems underneath. 2-1, Knicks lead it by 1. We played about a minute and a half in the first quarter.
Knowing that Oakley is an excellent perimeter shooter, for the Knicks, he is their highest percentage player from 15 to 20 feet, launching the jump shot. So you must honor that. Force him to dribble the basketball.
Saw Cartwright triggering the offense from way above the three-point arc tonight. Myers, one-on-one against Davis, puts it up.
See, Pete Myers becomes a key in the series, Ron. If he can break down the defense, this would be a little bit like last year where you have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Right now, in this series in Game 1, Pippen was the only one that could make that happen.
Bonner lost the handle. Ball belongs to the Bulls. They have 10 on the shot clock.
You look at the chemistry of the Chicago Bulls, first and second unit. Pippen is the only guaranteed guy that the Knicks have to worry about off the dribble in regards to double teaming him. Everyone else, they'll play honest.
They don't double Patrick Ewing when Cartwright's in the game. Harper, no, didn't get it off in time. Violation.
See, that time, Grant said, you are not going to take that jump shot. He jammed Oakley, forced him to give the ball fake. Well, that's all you have to do. Do not give Charles the open jump shot. Force him to put it on the floor because you know he is not going to take it to the basket.
In fact, the Chicago Bulls really feel that Derek Harper is a little vulnerable. They want to take advantage of him. New York has turned the ball over 3 times in their first 5 possessions.
See, there's Patrick Ewing fronting the postman in the triangle. That takes them right out of a couple of options.
Oakley had it tipped away by Grant. Knicks have the basketball with 9:13 left in the first. They lead it by 1. A couple of days off, Pat Riley said, did the New York Knicks some good. They had to come right out of the New Jersey series into this.
Chicago continues to trap the man in the backcourt with the defender who's playing the man who inbounds the ball.
Bonner has to give it up. Harper. They're going to give him a 2 on that. Foot was on the line.
During the course of the year with Harper and Anthony, they got 16 points and 9 assists out of these 2 guys. And in the first round, up to the 5 games, they're getting a nice, consistent production out of both players.
Oakley slaps it away from Grant, but he gets a piece of the hand, so Charles be whistled for his first personal foul.
We'd like to show you Oakley down inside. See, he's fronting Grant. He's forcing them to throw the lob. That is there if you clear out the opposite side. That will be there every single time. Let's see if Chicago can take advantage of that fact. It should be easy to do. Just the low post player offensively, just shoot him up to the foul line, and that lob pass will be there the entire game.
Grant's 60% from the line during the regular season, 60% from the line during the playoffs.
Well, I'm happy for Horace that he was in the All-Star game this year because he deserved it. He had an outstanding season, not only scoring his season high, but also rebounding over 11 per game. See, here's your trap in the backcourt. They're giving you a 1-2-1-1 trap.
He has to bring it across the timeline with about 2 seconds to spare.
Main thing here is even if you don't steal the ball, we're inside of 10 seconds already.
Right. Davis lets it fly, doesn't go. Bonner, good position for the rebound, the putback. But he does draw the whistle.
Anytime that you play the Knicks, you must block out. Bonner and Mason at the small forward position give Pippen a problem because Pippen is asked to do so many things for the Bulls. But he must expend energy in keeping these 2 Bulls off of the board.
Well, Cartwright picks up his second personal foul. Phil Jackson not going to his bench yet. Luke Longley will probably come in a minute.
Well, with Cartwright, you know that he's only going to play a maximum of half the game, Ron. What's the difference whether he gets 3 in the first quarter or not? We had a rule back in the 80s when Cartwright played here in New York City that he would always get 2 early because of the energy flow that he would have. And it was just interesting how he'd never pick up that 3rd one if you left him in for his normal 8-minute rotation.
He gets the second one to go down. The Knicks open up a 3-point advantage. We're at the Garden, over 19,000 for game 2. Bad pass, Myers. Oakley right there. Double dribble. We'll go the other way with it.
anytime that a postman is a threat, whether the player is playing in front of him or back, you never throw him the pass until he calls for the ball. That way, you'll get a better look, and then also he'll have a chance to make the catch.
8 minutes left in the first. Armstrong working on Harper. The double team, you showed it, got away from it. That's an illegal defense. Exactly what Chicago wanted to do coming into this ball game is draw New York into the illegal.
Well, Pat Riley is doing two things. Number one, he traps every screen and roll. So Chicago must do something with the roll man. Number two, they front the low post. So these are two of the main parts of the offense of the Chicago Bulls. That's why during the course of the year, they only average 80 points.
Cartwright's shot won't go. Grant has a shot at the rebound, tipped it around, battles for it into the hands of Pippen. Myers from 18.
Oh, my.
That hurt the backcourt.
It sure did.
Off the foot of B.J. Armstrong, Knicks will have the ball.
Now, I would like to say to you that the reason why we're seeing such shoddy passing is because of the defense. But really, in my soul, we are seeing some bad percentage passes.
It's bad, yeah. Nothing to do with the defense on this. Davis spins. Oakley will let it fly from 18. Well, the Bulls took Tuesday off. Phil Jackson had them dressed for practice. Instead, they took the Staten Island Ferry for a little ride. Said they needed the day off. They needed to get away from the game. Grant back on top, shot clock at 5. Grant lets it go with 3 off the back of the iron. Cartwright, the fresh 24. Armstrong wastes no time. Count the basket. We have a loose ball foul. So give BJ 2. And we have a timeout. Knicks lead it by 1. Scottie Pippen and the Chicago Bulls knew they would have to go through the Knicks if they were to four-peat. Game 1, the Bulls came out hot, shooting better than 50% in the first half, with Scottie Pippen leading the way. Bulls led by 10 at intermission. In the second half, things turned around as the Knicks controlled the pace. The Bulls were forced into tough shots. And after Scottie Pippen comes up with a miss, Anthony Mason sealed the victory for New York with the easy layup. Mason finished with 11 points, 6 rebounds. Knicks won Game 1, 90-86.
Well, you can see by the stats right there the major drop-off in the second half. But the big fact was the rebounding. And we told you in the last quarter, the Knicks had 8 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter. Then the field goal percentage, the major drop-off. And then your key guys, Scottie Pippen, going 3 for 13 in the second half, but 1 for 11 after the flagrant foul on Starks where he was tripped and he hit the floor and he jammed his big toe. Now, did that have a major fact? He did not use that as a cop-out. He said that he was fine. They've iced him down. Even yesterday when they worked out, they iced it down again. But he says everything is okay.
After the timeout, they fouled, by the way, was Pete Myers as we went to break. Luke Longley's checked in. Cartwright out. Pippen doesn't get it. Bonner had the rebound. Pippen lost it.
Well, right now, the Chicago Bulls are 2 for 10 this quarter. Now, we know that you can't get it done on the road, shooting 20%. The Knicks are 3 for 5 from the floor. Chicago has missed 8 attempts, but that was their 5th offensive rebound.
Pippen, the numbers on him for his career and during the playoffs this year.
Well, you just love what he has done this season. I mean, he's just had a fantastic year. But what I like is that his foul shooting is up to 87% in the playoffs, up from 66 over the course of the season. Here's the trap again now, the 1-2-1-1.
This time Davis goes right around it. Leaves Oakley open for the easy 17-footer, and Charles Oakley now has 4. Quickly, Pippen back for the 3. Scottie Pippen, 32% during the regular season, nails his first tonight.
Bonner was shaking his head because he knew he made a big mistake. You must pick Scottie up as soon as he gets over half court.
Ewing on the alley-oop. Can't get it to go. Longley backs into him. Luke picks up his first.
See, that was a dangerous pass, Ron. That ball was thrown. Now just watch. See, Ewing reverses Longley, and as the pass goes up, Longley just stumbles back right into Ewing. And you're going to see that he catches him as he jumps for the ball right on the hip. and takes Patrick out of the play.
At the line of Ewing, 24.5 during the regular season. Just a shade under that for the playoffs at 23.4.
But if you're a Knicks fan, you're concerned because Patrick is only shooting 42% from the field and 71 on the line at playoff time. You like his game because during the season, he only went to the line 7 times a game. This, in the playoffs, he's up to 10. So you know that he's working and he's getting into the paint.
Doesn't get the second one to go. We may have a lane violation. We do. It's going to be called on the Bulls, and Patrick Ewing will step up again. Ewing struggled in the first half of game 1. He'd be only 2 of 6 from the floor. Seemed to really be held in check also in that first quarter of game 1.
But any time that you're a player and you know that you're going to get 20 shot attempts, that means you're probably going to get 25 to 30 catches. How can you stop a guy from scoring, especially when he's a Patrick Ewing, a proven scorer in this league? The key is to cut down the catches.
New York trying to force Chicago to spread out their offense, that triangle offense. Luke long way out front. Shot clock at 8. Grant, the running jumper.
That was a very difficult shot by Hars.
Bulls take the lead by 2 during 5 minutes in the first quarter.
See, they're laying off Bonner because they know that Bonner will not launch a perimeter shot.
Ewing from deep. Patrick Ewing, nothing but net. Ewing with 4. We're tied at 14. That's going nowhere but in the stand.
That's a terrific move by Scotty. Scotty takes it strong, but once again, transition defense. See, the Knicks are schooled defensively. Patrick back, even though his man is not in the picture. You see Longley was way behind, so Patrick zoned the area and came up with the shot block.
Shot clock at 14. Myers finds Longley underneath over Ewing.
You must take advantage of the fact that Patrick is leaving the centers, trying to play zone and double teaming all post-ups.
Charles Smith is checked in the lineup for Anthony Bonham. This is his first shot. Pippen, his second 3 of the night, and he cans it.
I'm not saying that Scotty should take all 3s, Ron, but they are getting the ball to him, and he is wide open. Bonner has got to make a decision. Now it's Charles Smith of picking him up earlier. You cannot go back inside of the 3-point line because Pippen will launch that 3 right in your face. Now just keep an eye to the right side. See, Scotty's in a trail position, and that defender was too far off of him, but they had Davis in a 2-on-1 situation.
Oakley with the offensive rebound. Harper, that's a 2. It was not a 3. He had his foot on the line. He didn't like it, but it was the correct call.
In this series, all the front court people push in the lower back. That's how Oakley got that rebound at the other end of the floor.
Pippen's 3 won't go. He came into this game struggling from the arc, only 2 of 14. Harper all the way. Counts the basket. We have a whistle.
You cannot go to sleep on Derek Harper. He proved it in the New Jersey series, and he proved it in game 1. You must pay attention to him. He's not coming over half court and setting up the offense first. He's looking to take you to the basket first, then set up the offense.
That foul was on B.J. Armstrong, his first, as John Starks comes into the lineup for the Knicks. Steve Kerr comes in for the Bulls. Hubert Davis and Pete Myers sit down. It's good to see John Starks since the first playoff game, which is his return from the knee surgery. His minutes and his points have gone up in each game. Played 35 minutes in game 1 between these two teams.
Well, he's the heart and soul of this defense. There's no doubt about that. Plus, he's the gutsy guy that will take the big shot with the game on the line. And he is a dangerous 3-point shooter, even if he's missed 10 in a row, if this is going to decide the game.
Kerr goes left, shoots right, doesn't get it. Rebound, Charles Oakley, his 3rd of the ball game.
See, Kerr during the year struggled in the Knicks series. And they need him to come in and shoot big.
No basket. We have an offensive offensive foul going the other way. John Starks is whistled for the foul. That is his first personal foul. We are in the Garden in New York City. Sellout crowd of over 19,000 have come to see Game 2 of this best-of-7 series between the Bulls and the Knicks. We are in the first quarter. The Bulls lead it by 1 as JoJo English checks into the lineup. B.J. Armstrong will sit down.
Now, right now, this is a major gamble because the Bulls are in their second unit outside of Pippen. The Knicks have only made 2 moves, Charles Smith and Starks, but let's face it, they joined Oakley, Ewing, and Harper. That's a starting unit on any team in this league.
And all the reserves for New York could be starters. We've got a timeout. 3:40 left in the first. Bulls by 1. 19-18, Bulls lead it by 1. We're still in the first quarter with 3:40 left to be played. We talked about the bench. The 4 main players for the Knicks that come off the bench, they've all started for the Knicks at one time, led by this guy, John Starks.
Well, in Game 1, they outscored Chicago 45-23. Now just look at these points. Smith with 11, Starks with 11, Anthony with 5, Mason with 3, and then you see their minutes. So you know that they're getting 19 or above minutes, so they get a chance to do some damage. Now look what they did to New Jersey, 32-21, and then in Game 1, 45-23. That's why right now Chicago must pay attention, and this group out on the floor must go to the strong people with Grant and Pippen out there and understand who are the scorers. Right now, Chicago 6 for 17, 35% from the field.
JoJo English misses the first, only his 5th and 6th attempts from the line during the playoffs. He's played in 3 of the 4 games for the Bulls so far.
The big thing right now is the Bulls' fact that they have 8 offensive rebounds. That's what's keeping them right on it. Look at this.
Nobody picked up English.
The old story, blocked out the shooter.
Now Ewing battling Longley underneath. Bulls swinging around. Set up the triangle on the right side. Grant, the turnaround over Oakley. Oh, big time rebound by Patrick.
That was excellent pressure that time by Oakley, right into the face of Grant on the release of that shot.
Starks being guarded by English. Ewing battling Longley again underneath. Longley just throws him aside. We have a whistle and a foul. That'll be on Longley.
See, they are not going to allow anything like this go. And we're going to show it to you. Keep an eye right in there. Now, Patrick is trying to stand him up. Now, as he grabs him around the waist, definitely that's a foul. The only thing stopping the Knicks, Ron, in the early going is the 6 turnovers.
Ewing 2 of 2 from the floor, has a couple of rebounds to go along with that. 3 points from the free throw line. There you see 44 minutes in game number 1. Played the entire second half of that ball game. He's the Knicks' all-time leader in points, blocks, second in rebounding behind the great Willis Reed. During 3 minutes, we're tied at 19 in the first quarter. Knicks have never won a playoff series versus Chicago. Hurt in and out. Pippen went up for the rebound. They may call loose ball foul on Scottie Pippen going over the back. No, they're going to call it on Smith.
They call it on Smith. Now, Smith is stunned. He did not think that was his foul. He thought he had inside position, and Pippen comes over the back. Keep an neck to the left side of the screen. You can see he pushes off there, and then he hooks him. Now, that was an inadvertent hook. It really was. Because if he was going to clamp him, you would have seen his arm go over the top and then hold him down.
Scottie Pippen has only missed 3 free throws during the playoffs. He is 4 for 4 tonight. 24-27 for the series. Bulls up by 2 inside of 3 minutes.
All right, now they're picking you up man-to-man, giving you a full court look. No trapping, just to try to get you to run some time.
Harper had a clear path. Can't convert. Here comes English.
Nice.
Nice pass. Inside, blocked by Ewing. They're going to whistle him for the foul.
Great hustle by Patrick. Oakley was not back yet. That pass went right down inside to Grant, and you're going to see this is a good look by English. Now watch what happens. Patrick is running down the floor. Now he catches him right on the back. Now, seriously, Ron, that was close.
That was close.
I think that if that happened in the last 6 minutes of the game, I think we would have had a reject.
If he did get him with body, it wasn't very much. Grant perfect from the stripe. He has 5 this evening. Horace Grant, an excellent year, as he was mentioned earlier.
Big decision by the Bulls. Horace Grant, unrestricted free agent, and he has them hung up right now because they could have completed all of this before the first of the year. Unfortunately for the Bulls, they did not get it done. Horace Grant now sitting and licking his chops because he ended up with 15 points a game, 11 rebounds, makes the all-star team, and then is a second-team all-defensive performer. So you know that the open market value for him has escalated. So if they're going to sign him,
big time Bucks.
Big time.
Go to First National Grant after this. Now both teams continue to exchange centers. Patrick Ewing has to sit down with 2 personal fouls. Herb Williams comes into the lineup, the 13th year pro out of Ohio State. That is his first shot. And a big game when Ewing was ejected against the Nets.
Now Wennington is in the game for the Bulls. He did not play in game 1.
Joe English goes strong to the hole, can't convert. Bulls still have it.
Pippen would like a clear out. Now he's going to take Williams one-on-one.
There he is. Pippen stops, pops, and drops.
That was pretty.
That was beautiful. Herb Williams, chance.
Yeah, Herb Williams. When he was with Indiana, one of the premier shot blockers that we had in the league. Always in the top 10.
Hopefully looked at it. A little behind the back pass to Greg Anthony. The problem is Greg Anthony wasn't in the game yet.
Oh, get a little mustard there.
That was a little French pastry, a little too much. It's that East Cleveland.
He went in there and threw a blind pass. And tonight, anytime that you have 2 excellent defensive teams going, you cannot do the mustard. Everything has to be basic. Just make the simple plays tonight.
Well, once again, Phil Jackson goes to his bench. Tony Kukoc checks into the lineup. And also coming in for the Knicks, it is Greg Anthony. So for the Bulls, it is Kerr, Wennington, Joe English, Tony Kukoc, and Horace Grant.
Now in game 1, uncharacteristically for the Bulls, Pippen had 5 turnovers and Kukoc had 4. So at that small forward position, 9 turnovers.
Kerr doesn't get it to go. Rebound Anthony Mason, who's also checked in.
Okay, Anthony made him look at the defense, and he took his eye off the rim that time, man.
Anthony looking inside to Smith. Back in on Grant, takes it in strong. Grant puts it away. Shot clock at 5. Starks for 3. Kerr with the rebound. Bulls lead it by 6. Their biggest advantage of the game inside of a minute.
In a game like this, with so many perimeter shots being launched, the guards must rebound for you out of the foul line.
Starks was on Wennington. John didn't have a prayer.
See, that's good court recognition. As soon as they saw Starks on Wennington, they just threw the high lob. Nothing Starks could do about that.
Anthony on Kerr. Starks from the outside, still off the mark. He has struggled from the field, but Mason has it. 7-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Inside, count the basket.
Now that was a bad gamble. The gamble was Grant came on the baseline side. Well, if you miss, now all you're doing is opening up for the player to get into the lane. You're going to see, he gambles, here comes the, but more important, by him getting into the middle of the lane, you are giving him a higher percentage shot. Now just watch this on the baseline. He gambles, Wennington comes, but a nice strong move by Charles Smith. You have to be impressed with Smith's play. All year during the course of the season, he's missed a ton of games, over 40, because of the problems that he has with his knee. He is taking a medical prescription, and it causes him stomach problems.
Mason makes the 2, but should give Herb Williams 1 for setting the screen, so Mason had the open shot. Cutting the lead down to 4.
Once again, both teams are murder on the offensive board during this first quarter.
In game 1, Bulls led by 6 at the end of 1.
Look how far out they pushed this offense.
Smith on Kukoc rejected. Starks might have a good look at it. Lets it go at the buzzer. Oh, off the right side. Won't count. We have played 12 minutes. It is exactly what we had expected. A war between the Bulls and the Knicks. Scottie Pippen in that first quarter, a couple of three-pointers, 12 in the first. And the Bulls lead it by 4 heading into the second quarter. The Empire State Building overlooking Manhattan. And inside the Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks find themselves down by 4 as we head into the second quarter of play. Sellout crowd over 19,000 as the Knicks sold out the entire regular season for the first time in their history this year.
Chicago with 27 points, Ron. They're only shooting 33%. They're 8 for 24. But 2 big categories. 7 offensive rebounds. And then the fact that they've shot 12 foul shots. When you get offensive rebounds, you're usually within 8 to 10 feet of the basket. So now when you make a power move, invariably you're going to be fouled and you're going to get a high percentage shot. Plus the Knicks have committed 7 turnovers.
The Bulls had only 20 free throws in game number 1. Scott Williams will start the second half.
Well, this is second unit right now. Very nice move by Scott. Scott has the baby hooks with his right hand or his left. Scott Williams, anytime he's down in there, he's a guy to be reckoned with because he can score.
Williams still in the lineup at center for the Knicks. Patrick Ewing getting some rest. First one a foul away from the ball. Well, coming up immediately following our game tonight, we'll have the Suns and the Rockets in game number 2. Bob Neal, Doug Collins standing by at the Summit in Houston with the Suns leading that best-of-7 series 1 game to none. Illegal defense call. Delay of game.
Delay of game on Scott Williams. When they tell you to give him 3 feet, you better give him 3 feet. You cannot close the gap.
All 12 Bull players have played tonight already. Ball knocked out. Knicks will have it with 20 on the shot clock.
See, Wennington does a nice job on people flashing to the post. He does a good job in fronting them on the top side. That time he denied with his forearm, knocked that ball right out of bounds.
Mason looking inside. Kukoc on him. Anthony looks up at the shot clock. It reads 10. Smith on Williams. The big jump step inside the paint.
Since he has come back in 5 playoff games, coming into tonight, he's shooting 61%.
Williams got a hand on it. Anthony underneath Wennington. They're going to whistle the short guy for the foul. That'll be on Greg Anthony.
Excellent call by Billy Oates. That time, Anthony stepped under the rebounder. No way can you do that. Once a guy elevates, you cannot take him out from going underneath him. Fortunately, we did not have him crash to the floor and injure his lower back.
Kukoc, a member of the all-rookie second team, has it rejected. You talked about his shot blocking ability in Indiana. Herb Williams.
Herb Williams came from nowhere on that one.
Mason gets away. He's going to be hit by Wennington. We have a foul.
When Mason is in the game, along with Charles Smith, you must be concerned about 2 guys flashing into the post area. Now we're going to give you Kukoc. Look to the right of your screen. Here comes Herb Williams. How's that for extension? Now we're talking about a guy who's 36 years old. He's on the last year of his contract. And when you think of the contributions that he has made this year and a year ago, any time that he's called upon to play big minutes for Patrick Ewing, it's just amazing.
Riley says he's a big game player. He likes to step into that situation. Armstrong and Grant back in for the Bulls.
He can sit and miss a few games that come in and he's instant heat.
That's right. Now Grant posting up on Smith. Grant, the right-handed hook, won't get the roll. Outlet. Last touch by the Bulls, Scott Williams. Knicks have the basketball. Ewing comes back in. Pippen continues to sit for the Chicago Bulls in game 1. He sat out the first 7 minutes of the second quarter. And he's sitting now as Ewing in. Herb Williams gets around. Cartwright will come back in. All 3 of Chicago's centers playing with 2 personal fouls. Cartwright, Wennington, and Longman. Anthony looking inside. Mason again being guarded by Kukoc. Ewing left open from 16, nothing but net.
To me, Mason must prove that he can score over the top of Kukoc time and time again. You cannot double team off of Patrick Ewing and allow him to roam around.
He's 3 for 3 tonight. Grant on top to Armstrong. The pass a little low for Scott Williams. He skipped it right off Williams' leg.
That was a very difficult pass. No way could he possibly pick that up because he was moving on the baseline, and that was in traffic. We'd like to show you what we mean by big man double teaming. Here's Patrick Ewing here. His man is going to come. Once this pass comes into Grant, you're going to see Williams leave. Now watch, here he comes, and they read the double team, they kick it out. Now they force him to go back. Now watch what's going to happen. We're going to roll it for you. And now, once they come again on this double team, Patrick Ewing comes in for a high percentage shot, and the pass is made. You cannot do this time and time again with a shooter of the quality of a Patrick Ewing. But at the end, we're going to show you here, Walt Frazier, Patrick Ewing moving up in playoff scoring. He also passed Frazier as the #1 scorer in the history of the New York during the regular season. He did that in December.
Scottie Pippen checked back into the lineup after the timeout. Starks to Ewing. 4 on the shot clock. Anthony lets it go. B.J. Armstrong thought he had all basketball. Joe Forte thought otherwise.
That's a good move by B.J. He had a gamble that time. He was right there. He had an opportunity. But like I told you, right from the opening gun, they are allowing no body contact from the shoulders down. Anytime that hit is made, whether there was a block or not, automatic too.
And that'll keep things in control. Got to make the calls early.
During the playoff now, with Harper and Anthony at the point position, they're getting almost 14 points a game and 7 assists. During the season, they got 16 points a game and 9 assists. So you got to go with these two guys. Plus, they have been dynamite on your point guard from a defensive standpoint.
Pat Riley calls them 2 of the best. Bulls have turned the ball over only 3 times in this ballgame so far. It led to no New York points. In game 1, 16 turnovers to 14 New York points. Much better.
Scottie Pippen has a tough assignment. Anthony Mason at 6'8", 250, very quick feet. Scottie has got to try to get him in foul trouble as much as he can off the dribble.
Kukoc, great body control. He banks it home for the 2, plus he draws the whistle.
Now that was an acrobatic shot.
Fouls on Smith, his second.
Now just keep an eye on this move. Charles Smith, a very good shot blocker. He's long. By that we mean he's not only 6'10", but he has the long arms.
Kukoc now with 3. Averaged 10 during the regular season, 10 during the playoffs, and the Bulls lead it by 3. 8:50 left in the first half. Anthony looked left. There was nobody there. Instead, he tried to put up the shot.
There you go, 2-on-1.
Chicago with a big slam by Scottie Pippen. They have to score points off their defense to be successful.
We've almost played 16 minutes of action. Chicago must look for the outlet. It's there.
John Starks carries the 3.
Well, that's what happened with Pippen in the backcourt. He double-teamed away from Starks, and he allowed him to open up for that 3.
Only 3 of 16 coming into tonight from the arc. Now Kukoc being guarded by Starks, no prayer.
Now you saw Patrick come right at that double team. Now any time that Kukoc or Pippen post up and Patrick double teams, they must find partners.
Anthony for 3, a little bit out of his range. Can't get it to go. Here comes Kukoc on the run.
Now right now, Horace Grant is groggy. He took a blow right to the face, and I do believe the blow is delivered by Billy Cartwright. By the way, not his first.
Not his first blow he's thrown. Working around the perimeter. Inside, Armstrong sees the seam, and he takes advantage of it.
Anytime that a Chicago Bull keeps his dribble, something good happens.
Unfortunately, because of the structure of the triangle offense, it does not happen enough when they play the New York Knicks. Nice move.
Thank you, Ernie. Looking forward to that. Bulls lead it by 6, 38-32 with 7:27 remaining. Patrick Ewing into the ball game, but the Bulls 10-2 on fast break points over the Knicks. That really plays into their hands.
Well, it's definitely there, Ron. The Knicks are crashing the offensive board with more than 3 guys. So anytime that the Bulls rebound and kick it out, the 2-on-1 is there for them. But the guy who rebounds must get it out quickly.
Now the Knicks have Anthony, who has it tipped away or lost the handle. It'll belong to the Bulls. He's joined by Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, and John Starks. The Bulls have Cartwright, Pippen, Armstrong, Grant, and Kukoc. Scottie Pippen moving up to the 2 guard, still being guarded by Mason, who did an excellent job in the 4th quarter on Pippen in game 1. Pippen tries to get a step around the left side, doesn't get it. Mason with the board.
The Mason challenge. That was a tough shot. A difficult angle.
Mason thought he was going to Anthony, thought he was going to Ewing. Nobody took him.
See, that's the 2nd time this evening that a forward has passed to a blind spot, assuming that the guard was going there. Both times the New York guard stopped and was coming back out. And you can see the turnovers right now. Pat Riley is, he's not exactly a very happy man right now. You've got to take care of Kukoc. I mean, Kukoc has Starks on him in his pivot.
B.J. Armstrong, for the 2nd time in a row, finds the small opening.
Once again, keep your dribble and continue through. But you must take advantage of Starks playing behind Kukoc.
Ties the biggest lead. Starks' shot won't go down. Big battle underneath. The Bulls come out with it in front row.
Here's the trailer. There he is. Kukoc this time.
Standing right at the 15-foot mark. Starks trips B.J. Armstrong. Then he pretends like he's going to kick him.
They're calling it. Now, that was a trip. There's no doubt about it. It was a trip, but it was not a flagrant trip. Okay? That was just, they were going in a normal dribbler defender, and then the foul happened. They get the trip, but then because Starks kicked up and out, they call a technical foul.
Here it is again.
Now keep an eye on this. You're going to see it. Now right in the middle of your screen. Now right there, there's the bump. There's the trip. Now watch what happens. See? He kicks up in the air. Frustration.
Boom. They hit him right with a technical foul.
This is the technical foul. B.J. Armstrong will shoot it. Starks with 3 personal fouls, and he only has 3 points in the ballgame.
B.J. an 86% foul shooter.
Well, the Bulls had a great deal of confidence coming into the game. They felt that they gave game 1 away. They're showing that confidence tonight, but can they sustain it for 48 minutes? The lead is 9. That's the biggest of the game.
Right now, Blackman is in the game. He is playing Kukoc. Oh, that's off of BJ's foot.
Yeah, good call, Billy Oates.
Excellent call.
Well, everybody except Corey Gaines has played in this game, the number 12 man on the Knicks roster. This is Blackman's only 2nd appearance in the playoffs. Played only 11 minutes in game 3 versus New Jersey. Ewing down low, Cartwright on him. Grant showed the double. Blackman for 3, and he buries it.
Isn't it amazing? The old pro comes in. He's only played in 1 playoff game previous to this. He's only attempted 1 3 in that game, and he drains it.
That's his first points of the 94 playoffs. Pat Riley told us last week, though, he could sit him for 2 weeks. He'll come in and score. With the Red Claws whistle.
Rowe has only scored 17,600 points during his career.
Well, John Starks has gone into the locker room. And here's the last play.
Now keep an eye down inside here. There's your drop off to Grant. Now once you get that move, you're going to see Oakley catches him. He's kind of stunned that he gets the foul. But once again, lower body contact.
And while Grant hits the free throw, this is John Starks just heading to the locker room just a couple of minutes ago. We'll try to get an update on exactly what is wrong with John Starks. We have 5:35 still remaining in the first half. Maybe with 3 personal fouls, he wasn't going to play anyway. Grant having a great night from the line. Perfect. Not bad for a 60% free throw shooter. Grant with 8, the lead up to 8 with 5:33 left in the second.
The Knicks, there's no smoothness to their offense. They just cannot get into sync. Even when they're going down inside, any kickoff resulting in no perimeter score.
Mason Oakley with the finger roll. And there's no emotion in the Knicks. They play with a great deal of emotion. They feed off this crowd. It isn't there.
Well, the crowd right now sitting on their hands, basically. This is the first time that they're starting to get in it with the defensive chant. There was a heady move. That was a great ball fake. And the Chicago bench, everyone giving Harper some static. Now you can see it. It's unfortunate for Harper because it happened right in front of the Chicago bench. Now keep an eye on this now. This could get out of hand.
Well, Derek Harper immediately went to apologize. He went down to B.J. Armstrong, and of course everybody got in. It looks like a baseball fight. Everybody just getting in each other's face. Joe Forte right in the middle of it.
I think that when we give you the replay, you will see that it is a great head fake by B.J. Armstrong.
I didn't try to do that.
And any time that you do that, and you can see Harper right now explaining it to the referee, Billy Oates. He gave me the ball fake.
And they did call the foul on Derek Harper.
Now keep an eye on this. There's a great fake, and then Harper goes for the ball. So I don't see any problem with that. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if they call this a flagrant one.
I don't think they do.
No, I don't think they should. Harper is not noted for that. He's not a flagrant foul guy. He's been on the all-defensive team twice in his career when he was at Dallas. This was just a great ball fake by B.J. and Harper reaching back to try to get the shot block.
You have to respect B.J.'s three-point shooting. He's second in the NBA in that category. We'll look at it one more time. This is a great ball fake.
You're going to see. Now, this comes right out. It's a good look. Here comes Harper. That's done a ton in this league. Unfortunately, the arms were up, and Harper took the arms right out of there as he goes for the block.
Tempers have cooled. Armstrong hits them both. He has 9 for the ball game, and the Bulls lead it by 8 during 5 minutes of the second.
The difference in this game is the great foul shooting by the Bulls. And in fact, the amount of times that they're at the foul line this season.
Ewing got away with a push, threw it away. Mason tried to save it. Here come the Bulls. This is what they do best. DeGrant lost the handle out of bounds. New York has it.
3-on-1, and you end up with a turnover.
Chicago wants to run off turnovers and miss shots, but they also want to convert those. Not able to. Bulls by 8.
We've been trying to bring that point out. That's there.
Harper with the left hand all the way to the hole.
BJ's got to do a better job on him off the dribble. You've got to say to yourself, I have to concentrate on you.
John Paxson looking for his first point. Can't get it, the air ball. Blackman streaking down the right side. Mason leads the break.
Well, it's nice that he dribbled between his legs in that, but he missed Blackman in 2 areas where he was wide open.
Big pick by Ewing. He doesn't roll. Instead, he takes the 3. Buries it. Oh, Patrick Ewing, 29% during the regular season. His first 3 of the playoffs.
During the year, he was 4 for 14.
He's 4 of 4 tonight. Now the crowd is here. .45-42 our score. The Bulls lead cut down to 3.
We'd like to show you Derek Harper coming right down as he turns the corner. No help on the inside. The help is late. Harper, one of the better point guards, shooting with either hand in the painted area. Now keep an eye on the trap. Once again, you leave Ewing open. I know he does not take many, but he's 1 for 1 tonight, Ron.
That's all that counts. 4 for 4 for the game.
Now we wanted to bring out that point to you about the foul line. Chicago, 15 for 18 in this first half on the line. They've made their last 10 in a row. Why that is big? Because they were 24th during the course of the season. They only shot 70%. John Stark's back on the bench.
It just had a hit on the brace. Longley is checked back into the Bulls lineup, as has Steve Kerr. Mason continuing to run the break for the Knicks.
When you're getting these easy opportunities when you're on the road, like Chicago is, you must take advantage of them.
Blackman over to Ewing with 4 on the shot clock. Ewing, somebody's got to let it go. They're not going to do it. Violation by the Knicks. Bulls have the ball, leading by 3.
Everyone lost sight of the shot clock that time, Ron, and it's the guard's job to know how many seconds are left. The front court people are playing with their backs to the basket. It's difficult for them to say, well, they should be looking down the floor at the other clock. That's a little difficult to do when you're running a continuity offense.
Grant lets it fly over Oakley. Mason the rebound. He had
Look up.
There's Oakley. Nice pass. Good ball fake. Blackman doesn't get it. Armstrong has everybody in red. Kerr, the easy 2.
In this game, Chicago must understand when they go in at halftime that the fast break is there. It can be a major point for you in this ballgame.
If the Bulls are to win, they have to connect on the fast break point. 12-2 now. Inside the basket goes.
Yeah. I would like to show you what just happened there right now. You're going to see the double teamer come over on the trap, see? And there's the ball movement in a 2-on-1. See, any time that they get you 2-on-1 down inside, then you are in great advantage. Excellent ball movement by the Knicks.
Mason gets the free throw. The foul was on Scottie Pippen. The lead is down to 2, inside of 2.5 in the second. Kerr as Pippen rolled off the double team. The bank is closed. Rebound Oakley.
The 2-man game on the weak side is getting 0 points right now for the Bulls.
Ewing in the left block. Longley pushing him way outside. Ewing sets the pick and then rolls. He looked at the 3, takes the 2, doesn't get it.
Oh, he's open again. There he is.
All the way down. Harper catches up. Good transition defense by the Knicks to get back. Grant lets it fly, rattles it home over Oakley. Grant with 10 in the ball game, the lead back to 4.
I'm impressed with Grant. He wanted that ball. He called for it, and there was absolutely no hesitation.
We had 13 in game number 1. Oakley from the outside. Winning the offensive rebound and the putback.
Luke Longley did not even contest that shot. You cannot allow Patrick to take that shot. You've got to get up there. You're 7'2". Get your arms up. Force him to shoot over the top.
Ewing now doubling Armstrong with Harper, then he backs off. Pippen gets a step. Oakley takes the charge.
That's the man. The Oak man. He's the intangible guy. Anytime that they trap and you let a guy roll down the lane, he's there to take the charge. Pippen blew right by Mason, who came across. The Oak man. He's the man of the intangibles, the guy that does all the dirty work that enables the Knickerbockers to be the #1 defensive team in this league.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Budweiser player of the game, and Budweiser will donate $1,000 in his behalf to the United Negro College Fund. Inside of a minute, the Bulls lead is 2. Knicks have the ball. Harper working on Armstrong, gets another step on him, loses the ball. Here come the Bulls. They've got a 3-on-3 if they hurry. Armstrong, the seam again in the roll.
Beautiful hesitation. Came in. It looked like the Knicks had him trapped, and then he one dribble and the big step.
11 for Armstrong, the lead back to 4. Oakley loses the handle, 12 on the shot clock. They retain possession. Ernie Johnson, Chuck Daly standing by in our studios for the Reebok halftime report. Kerr knocks it out. Knicks retain possession. Still 12 on the shot clock.
That time the Knicks set a back screen on Ewing's man. Blackman came over, set the screen, and then was looking for the pass in the corner. Steve Kerr. Good anticipation for that one.
Oakley directing traffic outside. Just Kerr doing a little house cleaning. Mason will trigger the inbounds pass. Harper lets the three go. Halfway down and out. Ball belongs to the Knicks with 21.8 left in the quarter. Dog pound written on the side of Anthony Mason's head.
Well, Pat Riley wants get it in, get it out. It's going to be something involved with Patrick Ewing. And they're trapping right away to get Harper to give it up.
That's the time remaining in the half. Mason, nice ball fake, short on the 15. Great save by Oakley. Mason lets it go in and out at the buzzer, and that's the way the first half will end. A great effort play by Charles Oakley. They can't complete it, but B.J. Armstrong in the second quarter, after only 2 in the first, comes with 9 in the quarter, 11 for the ball game, and at the half, the Bulls lead it by 4. Coming up, Ernie Johnson and Chuck Daly in the Reebok halftime report. Oh, yeah.
Deleted.
The Knicks' biggest lead was 3. The Bulls' biggest lead was 9. As we head to the third quarter, the Bulls lead it by 4, 51-47. And one of the big keys is the fact that you know that New York Knicks are really going to come out strong in this second half, because as in game 1 where they trailed by 10, they're down now. Can Chicago, are they going to be prepared to withstand that big charge?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if they can take care of the rebounding, Ron. Now we're going to show you the field goal percentage in favor of the Knicks. The rebounding, you could see that the Bulls had a great first quarter, but now the Knicks are starting to make their move. Then in the free throws, the Bulls, their free throws and the fast break points are what have them ahead in this game. I do not believe that we will see the Knicks turn the ball over 13 times in the second half.
It was 52-42 in game 1, 51-47 in game 2. And in that second half of game 1, Chicago shot only 33%, scored only 34 points. And Pippen struggled, knocked away by Bonner as the violation clock sounds. But Anthony Bonner whistled for his 3rd personal foul.
See, that was silly. Everyone did a great defensive job. The old story, never foul a jump shooter. Make him make his 50%. You put him on the foul line, he has a chance to shoot 70 or 80%. And in a close ball game, the points will add up.
Bonner played only 7 minutes in that first half. Pippen perfect from the line tonight, 5 for 5.
Let me tell you, during the course of this evening, Scotty's going to be played by Bonner and then Mason. And then when he moves to the 2-guard position, he'll be played by John Starks.
Some pressure put on by Armstrong. The longest stretch in that first half that New York went without a turnover was 4 minutes, and they only did that once.
High screen and roll. See, that's getting nothing here this evening. The down screen. The Bulls have been doing an excellent job on the New York down screen.
Davis wheeling around. Harper with the shot. Won't go, but we have a whistle.
B.J. Armstrong had an excellent first half. He had 11 points, 4 for 6 from the field, 3 for 3 from the line. At the other end of the floor, Harper had 8, and then Anthony had 2. So it's almost a wash at that position.
B.J. Armstrong whistled for his 3rd personal.
Staggered screen for Davis.
Good offensive foul. It's going to be on Patrick Ewing. Ewing's 3rd.
Billy Oates had that one all the way. Patrick didn't feel that he grabbed him, but he definitely stepped out on that second screen and hipped the defender.
Pete Myers being guarded by Hubert Davis. Davis only 8 minutes in that opening half.
See, once again, they continue to front Cartwright, and that eliminates so many of the options of the Chicago Bull offense.
Pat Riley wants to take away the first 2 passes. Shot clock at 2. Armstrong lets it go. Rebound tipped by Grant. Here comes Davis. Slices through the pack, and he's fouled on the play.
Myers reached that time from the rear, trying to go for what we call a deflection. You can see in the early going that the Knicks have come out with more intensity at the defensive end. The Bulls are ending up here now with long jump shots.
Bulls shot 33% in the first quarter, 53% in the second. Inside, Bonner has it rejected by Grant. Whistle, and it's going to be a foul call. And that will be on Grant. His first. That's only his first.
See, Horace goes for the block here right now. You're going to see it as the dribbler comes in. He thinks he gets all ball, but he also picks up on the wrist.
And Anthony Bonner will go to the line. Bonner, the fourth-year pro out of St. Louis. 3 years with Sacramento after being their first pick back in '90. Pat Riley says this is a man that gives us strength and intensity.
Well, he likes the fact that he can finish on the fast break, that he will never take a shot out of his range. And the big bonus is that he's a rebounder, offense as well as defense, and he's an excellent defender. Another hard worker in the mold of the front court people that Pat Riley has assembled.
He's playing with a strained abdomen. Has to wear a brace on it when he plays because he says every time he tries to jump, he re-injures it. Bonner's one free throw cuts the lead down to 5, nearing the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. DB Brown, Ron Phelan coming your way from the Garden in New York City.
See, they have forced the wing people out way above the foul line area. So consequently, they get, oh, nice backdoor.
Pippen with the slam.
That was beautiful. That was a nice change of direction by Scottie Pippen and a good ball fake by B.J. Armstrong.
Lead back to 7. Harper, 8 first-half points. Ewing slashes across the paint. Bonner left open with the 2.
Scotty's got to pay a little bit more attention to Bonner because Bonner is starting to look for the basket.
Davis playing defense on Myers. No place to go. The rim caught part of that. Here comes Ewing leading the break.
Oh, it's a 4-on-2.
We have Davis spotting up for the 3 on the far side. Nobody saw him. There they saw him, and they threw it away. Here comes BJ. And Hubert Davis just has to tie him up.
Strong move by Hubert Davis. BJ was taking him all the way to the hole. Good foul. Hubert did not allow him to get that shot up. You're going to see it right now. See, he comes right across, gets his arms so that he cannot get the ball up above his shoulders. If he does that, he has a chance to possibly make a three-point play.
Armstrong 3 of 3 from the stripe tonight. Averaged only 10 points during the regular season against the Knicks.
BJ had just a great season. When you look at the fact that he averaged right up there, pushing 15 points a game. He was second in the league in threes at 44%, and he was 14th in the league on the foul line, shooting 86%.
That's 12 this evening. Benjamin Roy Armstrong Jr. with his 5th consecutive free throw. He has 13 in the ball game. 7-point Chicago lead. Bonner way out front. Ewing brings Cartwright way out.
It's a motion offense.
Shot clock at 7. A lot of time. Davis tries to split the D. Ewing with 4 on the shot clock. Pulling the trigger. Cartwright the touch pass to Myers.
Look for your trailers.
They go the other way.
Pete Myers tried to thread a needle that time.
Davis, the double pump, doesn't get it, but we have a whistle.
Anytime that you have numbers on the break, it's not a time to try to thread a needle because you have numbers. All you have to do is continue with one more dribble. Things will open up, or hit the ball to the wing, dive, and then let the trailer come. He'll get an uncontested shot.
Now Pete Myers whistle for his 3rd personal foul. That'll send Hubert Davis. In 8 minutes, 0 for 2 from the floor in the first half. Davis, another excellent year, the 2nd-year pro out of North Carolina. Just a reminder, our second game of our doubleheader tonight. They're standing by at the Summit in Houston for the Suns and the Rockets game 2. Phoenix leading that best of 7. One game tonight. Bob Neal, Doug Collins waiting for that one.
Hubert Davis, the Knicks, solid. 11 points. He gives you a good shooting. He's right up there at 47%, 40 in threes, and 83 on the line.
Bonner comes down limping. Pippen with the acrobatic shot. It won't go. Bonner may have gotten hurt. He is limping on a very tender right ankle.
See, that was a give and go. Anytime that you hit the wing and you cut against the Knicks, you have a chance of receiving it back. The only problem is that there will be a rotating man to challenge your shot. The Knicks get graded on intimidation in regards to challenging the shot.
Pippen 7 for 7 from the line as Anthony Mason comes in. Bonner has to limp off.
I want to ask you, is this the same Scottie Pippen that shot 66% during the season?
You know, I'm looking at that thing, and maybe I wrote down the wrong number. He's 20 of 23 coming into tonight. Not bad, 8 for 8.
He's now 28 for 31 in the playoffs on the foul line. That's stepping up and getting it done.
We've always talked about the 3 top players on your team have to give you the exact numbers or more if you expect to be successful in the playoffs.
And especially if you're going to win on the road. They need the high percentage shots.
Mason flick of the wrist, doesn't get it. Cartwright the rebound, the outlet to Myers.
They got numbers again.
Inside, no basket, says Jess Kersey.
Pete Myers all upset. Cartwright disappointed. And you can see it once again. Here they come. They have a 4-on-3 situation. And there's the drop down. Pete thinks that he got fouled on the shot. And I would agree with that. Instead, they're giving it to them on the side. No continuation. There wasn't a dribble after the whistle.
Hubert Davis, his second personal. Bulls with the 3rd best road record in the NBA. Grant being guarded by Oakley. Backing his way in. Pippen lost it, stepped out of bounds. New York has the ball, trailing by 8.
I don't think Scottie could have done anything else wrong. Right?
No.
Stepped out of bounds. He fumbled the pad. He took his eyes off it.
He's coming to him. Now Mason, as Pete Myers goes to the floor. Here comes Davis, and he's hammered hard.
Every time down the floor, they are setting a staggered screen either to the right or to the left for Hubert Davis. Now, up until now, it has not shown much results. Now, keep an eye, okay, to the right side of the floor. You're going to see right here, you got the one guy that was a double that time. And here he just a continuation and a very strong move. Everyone thought when this young guy came in the league that he was going to be soft. But from the time he's gotten into now, he takes it strong for the basket. And like we said many times, the Knicks and Boston both tied with the same one-loss record. Both teams wanted Hubert Davis. They flipped the coin. Boston loses. New York gets the pick, and they pick up a good one.
And they do that. He's celebrating his 24th birthday in just under a week. 2 free throws cuts the lead to 6, 7.5 left in the 3rd. Armstrong looked at the 3, didn't take it. Grant sets the pick and then rolls. Ewing picks him up. Shot clock at 5. This is the vaunted New York defense. Grant puts it up, but he quiets them.
That's the way to quiet them. You're right, Ron. But how about the penetration by Pippen? Accepted the double team and then made the perfect pass.
It is difficult if the fans expect the Knicks just to turn it on in the 4th quarter. You may not want to wait against this Bulls team.
See, Billy Cartwright is doing a nice job in this quarter. He's holding the Knicks to 1 shot. He's getting all the rebounds. He's looking to start the fast break. Now, that time there was a question. Oakley fronted Cartwright, forced him to play 2-man basketball.
Grant, again, it's a 2. This time a little strong on the shot. But Cartwright right there for the offensive rebound.
Now, Billy's everywhere right now.
Armstrong penetrate, didn't have any place to go.
Do not leave your feet unless you're going to shoot the basketball.
Harper takes the 2, doesn't get it. Oakley, the rebound, good look inside. Mason.
Good hustle that time. You always have to worry about Mason. When you have Mason and Oakley in there, you have two guys who are bulls that really bang people around.
With a chance of defense, 19,000 plus. They want to make New York run on defense. They did, but they can't connect. Myers over Ewing. Patrick with the rebound.
Ooh, the Knicks have numbers here.
Ewing is double. Pippen slaps it out. Ball belongs to the Knicks with 15 on the shot clock. We have a timeout. 5:35 left in the third. The Bulls by 6.
We'd like to show you good offensive basketball, but also good defense. As Scottie Pippen dribbles into this area right here, you're going to see Patrick Ewing come out. Then, once the pass is made out to Grant, perfect rotation. Now, just keep an eye on this now. Now, here you come. There's the pass. Grant is open. There's the pressure. Now, stop it right there. Look at the Mason pick up Cartwright. Blocked him out as Ewing comes from the top, and they have almost triangle rebounding there.
Knicks have the ball. They trail it by 6. They're shooting only 44% of the ball game so far. Chicago not much better at 40%. Cartwright slaps it away. Good hands, Bill Cartwright. 6 rebounds out of Chicago's 7 in this quarter, plus a steal.
Well, Billy's having an excellent quarter right now. Be nice if they could reward him with an offensive shot.
Give him a shot. Hey, this guy was a 21-point scorer one time in his career. Pippen falls down. The shot almost went.
No doubt about it, Ron. Mason gives him trouble. He does not beat him off the dribble with ease.
Oakley backing in on Pippen. The whistle and a foul. If it is on Pippen, it'll be number 4. Scottie Pippen picks up foul number 4 as we take a look at tonight's GMC Truck scoreboard. Last night, Indiana regains the home court advantage, beating Atlanta in the Omni, and Utah goes up 1-0 on Denver. Later tonight, it'll be Phoenix and Houston immediately following our game.
Now, this is a big decision for Phil Jackson. Finally, he's going with Kukoc. Kukoc will come in now and replace Pippen.
Now, one of the things that Knicks players said when you be coming into today's game is he takes Scottie Pippen out of the game, they're ours. Do you believe that?
Well, what you're saying is that you're taking away the head man. I mean, anytime you score 22 points, 9 rebounds for a small forward, 6 assists a game, and he's your #1 defender. I hope their production will come out. The Oakman, you know, the Oakman is an excellent foul shooter. He's a 78% foul shooter.
And the lead is 5 inside of 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Well, this is their big test. When they go to their bench, can this group give you the production?
They need the production now. Mason with 5 on the shot clock. Grant lets it fly, doesn't get it. Ewing the rebound. He has 7 for the ball game.
Remember, once again, anytime you launch all of these long jump shots, the rebound will be out past the foul line. Guards must rebound.
Mason just muscling his way in on Kukoc. Tony Kukoc didn't have a prayer.
Well, he did that in game 1. He's too strong for Kukoc. And that's why Kukoc cannot allow him to catch the ball in the low post.
Mason intense on defense. Chicago not getting into their offense. 8 on the shot clock. Armstrong. Kerr with 3 on the shot clock. The 3 won't go. Chicago launched 13 threes in game 1. That's a tribute to New York's defense.
Oh, the Knicks defense definitely picking up.
Davis draws the whistle and the foul.
See, the Knicks love to post Mason against Kukoc, and it's a nice spin move. See, nice spin, and then the head fake, and come up on the other side. So even if the defender is with you, you knock him off in the front of the rim. Now, we give you this right there. See, there's a, they've been calling that all night. No hand checking. They have been consistent since the opening tap.
Peter Davis, 4 of 5 related to the great Walter Davis in the NBA, but he credits his father to most of his success. Luke Longley will come in for the Bulls.
Well, Hubert Davis's dad was a player at Johnson C. Smith College and was a very fine player. He's the one who corrects everything about the flaws in his shooting game.
All of Hubert's points coming from the stripe tonight.
If I'm Chicago, I just don't like what I'm starting to see.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, the Knicks are pushing them out further and further, and then the shot clock is going down, and they're relying on desperation jump shots.
And you know what happened in the fourth quarter of the last game. Fans wanted to travel. It wasn't there. Longley to Grant. Everybody looks afraid to take the shot except for Horace Grant.
Well, that's why you must look to your three main guys. Kukoc, Armstrong, and Grant are the three scorers out there. That was a nice pass by Luke Longley. He's an excellent passer.
Mason, Kukoc doesn't even come out to get him, but he does get the rebound.
They have advantage here now. They're just slow to realize who's trailing.
Derek Harper thought he had the steal. Instead, he draws the whistle.
Yeah, Eric thought that he had excellent position that time. And right now, he went right over to Billy Oakes and gave him a word. He honestly thought that he beat the dribbler to the spot.
Bulls by 3, 63-60 as John F. Kennedy Jr. fills up with all the basic food groups. Anthony Benedetto, better known as Tony Bennett, one of my heroes. Also in the crowd tonight, Brooke Shields and Superman from the TV show. Andre Agassi obviously could not make it this evening. LT, he can whip Superman, no problem. Woody couldn't whip anybody. John McEnroe with the stylish brim. And we're back to the real story. Armstrong, perfect 6 for 6 from the line. He has 14 in the ball game. All-star year for B.J. Armstrong. But in game 1, he had only 2 points and
Patrick going into the post. I don't know. Mason just brought his man across. That's an illegal defense. The Knicks would not much rather have the dunk right there, the potential dunk. Kukoc left Mason to double team Patrick Ewing. The rule is you're not allowed to double team a player unless he has the basketball in the post area.
Hubert Davis will shoot the technical, the second illegal of the ball game. We apologize. We are experiencing some problems with our video portion of our game. We'll keep you with a little radio play-by-play. 65-61, 2:44 left to be played in the third quarter. The Bulls lead it by 4. Rob Thule and Hubie Brown with you live. Davis on the right wing, inside the paint, tips it off to Ewing. The 15-foot jumper, nothing but net. A little pressure shown by the Knicks. Kerr across the timeline, far side to Kukoc, and we are back. Whistle, Longley walked in.
You cannot feed the post on a lob pass from out above the foul line when you have another offensive player on the because when you throw the lob, that defender just comes over and forces the guy back.
Maybe can you feel the momentum starting to build down?
Definitely, Ron. People sense it here.
Shot clock inside of 10. Davis, baseline, the stop sign comes up. Mason with 5 on the shot clock. Rolls it around at home.
Oh, did they get a lucky roll there? But once again, Kukoc overextending. They really don't need him to double team because he continues to allow Mason to play by himself.
Our first tie since 19-all. Longley has it knocked away. Grant with the jumper. A timely jump shot by Horace Grant.
In this quarter, Horace has bailed him out on 3 occasions with a timely jump shot when the offense has produced nothing.
Oh, Hubert Davis's first field goal of the ball game. We are tied again at 67. To Grant. Curve met by Davis out front. Shot clock at 10. Oakland. Grant gets a step on him and takes advantage of it.
Yeah, that's Horace's fourth field goal in this quarter. He's 4 for 5. The rest of the Bulls 1 for 5.
For the third time, Derek Harper all the way to the hole.
Anytime you have Harper, you must say that he's looking to go all the way. That is his third layup after the Bulls have made a score.
Kukoc finds a little hole in the lane, but it's whistled for the foul. We are in Madison Square Garden, game 2 between the Bulls and the New York Knicks. The Bulls have led almost the entire way, but with 42.2 left in the third quarter, we are tied at 69 apiece. Scott Williams checks in for the Bulls, Charles Smith for the Knicks. And the Knicks are doing this without John Starks, who's on the far side of the floor. Still in his warm-ups, he went into the locker room with 5 plus some change left in the second, and he has not returned.
Tony Kukoc is looking for the penetration off the dribble. Anytime that he gets into the lane, then when Ewing leaves Longley must create a passing lane, and he'll be wide open. Right now on the foul line, the Bulls are 24 for 27.
Well, up until the miss by Kukoc, they have made their last 18 from the line. 1-point lead inside of 30 seconds. Davis with a lot of playing time. Shot clock at 5. Bad pass, Mason.
English might have gotten a piece of that on that double team. They're going to hold out now for the last shot.
Kukoc on top, working one-on-one with Smith. 3-time European Player of the Year. Inside, what a move, Tony Kukoc. And then they throw it away.
Another
Curry at the buzzer. It won't go. 36 minutes have been played. A big quarter for Horace Grant. 18 for the ball game, 8 in the third as we head to the final 12. The Bulls by 3. We are back to the fourth and final quarter. Game 2 between the Bulls and the Knicks. 72-69 is our score. The Bulls have been consistent, but it is going down. 27-24 to 21.
I would like to show you a baseline drive. Now watch Tony Kukoc go down and help out. See, and then what happens is that opens up the medium jump shot. Luke Longley was already going down to help out. So you have to pick your spots. Now here's a great move by Kukoc. He takes it to the right. The big jump stop comes up on the left-hand side.
Scottie Pippen not beginning the fourth and final quarter. The Bulls going with JoJo English, Luke Longley, Scott Williams, Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc. Knicks with Harper, Smith, Davis, Ewing, and Mason. Ewing only 2 shots in the third quarter, swatted away, but he does draw the whistle.
You go back and think about this game, Ron. That's one of the very few times that we have seen Patrick Ewing work his way into the lane tonight. Now, he definitely gets pushed in the lower back. Now, that was Tony Kukoc who came across and blocked that shot.
Ewing only 2 points in the third quarter.
I tell you, the main concern for the Knicks right now with Patrick is that he's getting his 20 shots. There's no doubt about that. You can see the first half, he had the 14 points, but, you know, he's only had 2 shots. The main thing is that Patrick is only shooting 42% in the playoffs and 71 on the line. That should be a concern to everyone.
All right, John Starks, nothing is wrong with him. They saved him for the fourth quarter. Bulls by 1 early in the fourth.
Now, this is the big test for the Bulls. They have got to answer the bell in this fourth quarter. We told you the Knicks outscoring everyone in the fourth quarter, 27-18.
Whistle and a foul. Smith picks up the foul. We talked about how John Starks coming back from the knee surgery. Look at the minutes and the points.
See, the key is the minutes, from 9 to 21 to 29 to 32. And look at the increase in the points. And then 35 minutes against the Bulls with 17 points. Now, tonight, he has really struggled.
He's only played 10 minutes in that first half, but he did get in foul trouble.
Well, he has 3 points. Williams from the outside. Derek Harper pushes Kukoc in the back, takes the rebound away.
Chicago must play big, and they cannot allow the Knicks to intimidate them and then for the Knicks to hurt them on the offensive board.
Ewing waited for the double, gave it up to Mason, tried to force it into Smith. They turned the ball over. 1-point Bull lead.
The last quarter, when you play the last quarter when the 2 best defensive teams are playing one another, the rest becomes a factor. Can you get a high percentage shot? And then number 2, if your offense doesn't get you that, can you take care of your defensive rebounding? You must play big, especially on the road. Now watch all of the pushing underneath in the painted area from the rear. In game 1, in the 4th quarter, the Knicks just pushed Chicago behind the backboard.
Anthony in, Harper out. That's something Chicago's concerned with, the strength of New York. Shot clock at 2, shot clock at 1. English is not going to get it off. 24-second violation, the Bulls.
That time, Luke Longley was about 6 feet from the rim. He passes the ball to Kerr, who also had a wide open shot. They overpassed into a violation.
Only 15 points in the 4th quarter in the first meeting between these 2 teams. Bill Jackson electing to have Scottie Pippen begin the 4th on the bench. Williams with a hard foul on Mason.
And then also Mason retaliated right to the midsection of Williams. The Knicks are schooled. Anytime that ball goes into Ewing in the series, and they try to double team with Kukoc, they're looking for Anthony Mason right in front of the basket.
Anthony Mason holding his right hand and keeps shaking it. He's still grabbing a hold of it now.
It looks like he got hit right on the knuckles.
Starks trying to go around a pick by Ewing. We have a whistle and a foul. That'll be on Longley. That is his 4th personal foul.
Longley trying to help JoJo English out by slowing up. Now you can see right there, Mason is definitely stung. And it's right across the knuckles.
The Bulls, who had only 5 field goals in the 4th quarter in game 1. Ewing takes a step inside, doesn't get it. The tip won't go high in the air. There's the pushing we were talking about. Loose ball foul. That'll be on the Knicks.
Great hustle by both teams. Everyone in there pounding and jumping.
We have a whistle and a foul with 9:58 left in the game. A 1-point Bull lead. Something they did against the Nets in those 4 games.
Well, you can see right there that the points, they only gave up 22 against the Nets in the first 3 quarters, 38%. How about in the 4th quarter, 19 and 26? And then the same thing in the Bulls game on Sunday. They only gave up 31% shooting percentage in that 4th quarter.
Scottie Pippen back in. He was 1 of 7 in the 4th in game 1. Already the Bulls with 3 team fouls. They went into the penalty in game 1 with 5 minutes left in the 4th. Double team, Ewing and Pippen. Ewing goes down. Shot clock at 2. Williams short. I think Anthony may have got a piece of it. Starks spotting up for the 3. Anthony taking his time. There's Starks. The trigger's pulled.
JoJo English did a no-no. He left the big man. He left his man to go to a big man and allowed his man to open up for a 3.
Starks has 6 points, both of them on 3s. The first Knick lead since it was 10-9. Pippen looking for the double. It doesn't come. Here comes Ewing. Shot is short.
Now this is what they did in game 4. Pippen posted up 9 times and only had 3 scores.
Starks for 3. Buries it again. Holy cow.
He's murder. He's got the courage of a burglar.
Oh, my goodness. Remember the dunk in game 2 last year versus the Knicks?
The English leaves to go for a big man out past the 3, opening up Starks, and now he's feeling it. He's saying, if you're not going to play me, I'm shooting.
And during the timeout, Phil Jackson sent Scottie Pippen over to talk to the officials, but they trail by 5. Simply marvelous, an 8-0 run by the Knicks as they've opened up a 5-point lead, but Chicago 0 for 3 in this quarter. They are yet to score. We've played better than 3 minutes.
See, there's a stat about the Knicks. The Knicks are 7th in the league in shooting threes. They shoot 35%. They have 6 guys who shoot over 34%. That is a ton of players.
Starks whistled for the foul. That is his 4th personal. He joins Charles Smith with 4 for the Knicks.
Now, right now, this is critical. Both teams have committed 3. We have 8.5 minutes of play. You'd like to get into the penalty.
And the way the Bulls have shot free throws, only missing 2 so far this evening. You don't want to put them at the line.
See, they continue to front the post guy, and nothing happens.
Shot clock at 10. Kukoc around Ewing, loses the handle. Ewing to Starks. Here it comes. And a foul is called. Pippen doesn't like it. He better be careful. There's the technical.
Wow. Not only the dunk, the foul on the dunk, and now a technical on Scottie Pippen. That was his 5th foul.
About a month ago, some of the Bulls were talking about how fragile the confidence of this team is. You can see that when this confidence gets rattled, it falls apart.
Now, right there, you saw Starks is the one who knocked that away. Now, as he comes in here to go for the dunk, oh, there you have Pippen knocking the guy out of the way, okay? Now, right there, unfortunately, Anthony misses the technical foul.
And now Starks.
And now they're going for Starks, but, you know, that foul by Pippen was not on Starks. That foul was on the trail player, who was Anthony. Anthony is now going to the foul line to shoot.
The technical NFL, you're right. The foul they're calling it was committed against Greg Anthony, not on John Starks. Starks has all 8 points in this 8-0 run the last 2.5 minutes for the Knicks. Anthony hits the foul shot. The lead is 8. We have just over 8 left in the ball game. Knicks lead the series 1-0. Game 3 Friday in Chicago.
Well, see, the Knicks continue to do a great job fronting. There it is right there. See, that's
Pippen getting frustrated. Mason running the court. Couldn't finish.
Starks fronted Pippen. Luke Longley throws the ball in without him calling for the pass. You can see that they have done nothing in preparation for the fronting of that guy.
Shot clock at 5. Starks for 3. That's going to be short. Kukoc the rebound right into his hands. They trail by 8. There's Grant over Anthony. It's going to be short. Last touch by Chicago. Let's see. No, it'll be the Bulls' ball.
That's a good call.
As they're still yet to score here in the 4th quarter.
See, once again, Ron, 4.5 minutes without a score. They're 0 for 4, and they have 3 turnovers. So 7 times down the floor, 0 points.
The Knicks believe because of their conditioning that the 4th quarter is always there. Here comes Mason, a little behind the back twice. Kukoc stays with him.
And the first quarter, we said that Chicago must be able to score against the Knicks, fronting the post-up guy in a triangle and then trapping the screen and roll. They've gone away from the screen and roll, but they must do something about the fronting of the post guy.
Let's see if they do it down this trip. Longley over to Grant. Starks now picking up Pippen. Armstrong gets a step. Anthony may have got a hand on him, but B.J. Armstrong breaks the drought.
That was created by the talents, the athletic talents of Armstrong.
Over 5 minutes and 20 seconds without a field goal in the 4th, and Anthony whistled for the offensive foul. That is his 2nd.
That was an excellent call. Scottie Pippen definitely beat Anthony to the spot, took the charge right in the chest.
break points. You need Chicago big in the first half, not in the second.
On the first half, 14 fast break points. In the second, 0. That means you are not getting the Knicks to miss, and also you're not getting to the foul line area either.
Longley. Grant doesn't get it. Rebound. Kukoc tried the tip. Here comes Mason leading the break. The Knicks are running. Ewing. Looks inside. No place to go. Wisely pushes it back outside.
There you go. Just take your time and set up.
Shot clock at 7. Inside. Mason won't go. Rebound. Kukoc. Bulls trailing by 6. 5:45 left in the game. Armstrong for 3. He buries it. He was number 2 in the NBA, and that department this year led him last year. Hits his first 3 of the ball game. The lead is 3.
We'd like to show you what we mean by fronting the post. First of all, Starks right here is in front of Pippen right there. Now, you never free the post man from above the foul line. Look at the pass that has to be made. Also, you never keep 2 offensive players here because they're the defenders who are coming into the action. What you try to do is clear the area, eliminate these people, so now when you throw the pass, even if it's a bad angle, he has a chance to catch the ball. As you're going to see, there's good action that time. The post guy never called for the basketball. Now, this has been going on all night long. Just so you understand why they cannot run their famous triangle offense. Second half woes, same as game 1.
To take that a step further, it's not only happening in this game, it happened in game 1. Shot clock at 7. Pippen on Anthony. Ewing with 3 on the shot clock. Lets this prayer go, and it's answered.
How about that run? That was a dagger because they had him double teamed. He brought down raindrops with that shot.
8-time All-Star drops it through. His 6th point of the half. 20 for the game. Longley from about 10. Goes about 7. Kukoc the reverse. And the 2.
Give Tony Kukoc big praise for that. He made it happen by throwing it back, and then when Luke Longley left that shot, he went right in and got it. Now keep an eye on this. He's double teamed by Longley and Pippen. The shot clock is at 1 as the ball goes through the basket. At the other end of the floor, Tony hits back. Longley shoots. Okay, he's short. Tony in traffic, and how about that shot with your back to the baseline?
And Kukoc has 4 rebounds this quarter. He's the only Bull to pick up a rebound. That was Smith's 5th personal foul.
Ron, the offense right now has the center and power forward above the foul line out wide. They cannot do any damage, and also they cannot do any damage on the offensive boards because they're too far out.
Wholesale changes for both teams. Harper's joined by Mason, Ewing, Oakley, and Starks. Ewing from 17, nothing but net. 22 for Ewing.
Patrick coming to life in a minimum amount of shots.
Grant, Cartwright, Kukoc, English, and Armstrong for the Bulls.
See, they forced them again to go to the other side to the 2-man game by fronting Cartwright on the strong side.
Kukoc 1-on-1, shot clock at 3.
Shoot it.
English with 1. Doesn't get it off. The second time JoJo English has been whistled for the violation.
See, there's frustration out there. There's no doubt about it. They're trying to stay within the offense. Give the Knicks credit. They are doing a terrific job in forcing them away from the strong side, meaning where the 3 players in a triangle are. They're forcing them to play weak side basketball, and they cannot make it work because they can't beat the Knicks 1-on-1.
Cartwright trips. Ewing gets a step on him. Inside. Count it. Charles Oakley. Oakley with 9. The lead is 7. Derek Harper, you cannot put your hand on the offensive player. We've learned that since the first quarter.
See, that's so unnecessary, mainly because what it is doing, it is putting Chicago on the foul. Now keep an eye on that. Now there you go right there. Strong move by Patrick because they emptied out the other side, and Ewing had a pretty good chance at a catch there.
BJ must hit these two. The Bulls need some defensive stops, hold the Knicks to one shot, and get out and get some transition.
Armstrong 8 for 8 from the line, 21 points and 6 assists. JoJo English comes into the lineup.
See, they're finally bringing Pippen back. There's 3:44 to go. He has 5 fouls. We all understand that.
Game 2, the Suns and the Rockets standing by in Houston. Bob Neal, Doug Collins will have that immediately following our ball game tonight. Don't go away. Armstrong perfect from the line.
This is a test, Ron. Let's see if the Bulls can crank it up defensively now.
Ewing, Cartwright on him. Shot clock at 10, still a lot of time. Good look inside, Mason can't get it. The return, Mason, panic.
Once again, Kukoc went for the double team. Patrick gets to the free 2 guys, Bonner and Mason. The shot goes up, but what happens? Bonner keeps it alive, and then Mason muscles his way.
Kukoc, Starks picks him up. Mason now picking up Pippen. He tries to go baseline. The foul, that will be on Mason. That's only his first, though.
See, Pat Riley very confident anytime that they post Pippen, that he'll be able to double team with Ewing. And once again, Ewing was right there. If Pippen did not get fouled, Ewing had that shot blocked. Now, how about Mason? Mason has 13 points and 13 rebounds. You talk about a thorn. In game 1, Mason had 11 points and 6 rebounds.
Not bad. And he has come back with a vengeance since the break in the regular season. And they went to Charleston. Pat Riley said he came in with a completely new attitude. Pippen 10 for 10 from the line, but he's struggling from the floor, only 5 of 14. Kukoc taken out of the game. They bring in Scott Williams, and Kukoc was not happy with it. He let the coaches know as he walked by them.
Well, Kukoc did a very nice job for them.
Starks for 3, doesn't get it. Cartwright with the rebound. The lead is only 5 by the Knicks. 2:42 left. Pippen for 3. Starks a nice job boxing out. Billy Oates blows the whistle. Loose ball foul. That is going to be on Scottie Pippen. He is through for the evening.
Now that's a tough play. You're down 5, a 2-position ball game. You force up the 3, and then you miss. Here comes the long rebound, and you get the unintentional contact, and it's your 6th foul. Now keep an eye on this as this ball bounces long. See the push right in the back of Starks for your 6th.
Scottie Pippen only 5 of 15 from the floor tonight. That follows up the effort in game 1 where he was 7 of 19. So he is struggling against this Knick defense.
Well, in the playoffs in 5 games, Starks is shooting 96% from the foul line.
Starks had 11 for 11 in the last game, 1 shy of the best perfect mark in Knick playoff history. Ewing and Walt Frazier share that on it.
And you can see he's in a definite rhythm. He's a 78% shooter over the course of the season.
What a job of coming back for John Starks, injuring his knee March 9th against the Hawks, had surgery on the 14th. And amazingly, he has come back, even though Pat Riley thinks his feet still aren't underneath him 100%.
Well, we saw him elevate. He made the dunk. I asked him before the game, how is the leg? He said, I have very little pain. It's totally loosened up for me. I now can elevate, and I can dunk. And he showed us that on the fast break that he had in the 3rd quarter.
13 now for John Starks. 7-point Knick lead inside of 2.5. Mason with the steal. Hold the rim, baby. A monster game for Anthony Mason. Phil Jackson has to call a timeout.
Now keep an eye to the right of your screen. Here comes Mason, who's doing everything. Not only is he scoring 15 points, 13 rebounds, he picks up a steal. And then, how about the defensive job that he did on Scottie Pippen? I realize that Pippen has been played by 3 guys, but Mason has picked him up at the critical time.
We talked about the bench at the top of the show. The New York bench has completely dominated New York, 38-18 in points, 20-12 in rebounding. Armstrong from inside the three-point arc won't get it. Oh, Oakley beats everybody down court, but he lost the handle. Starks calling for the ball as he ran by us.
In games 1 and game 2, the Knicks defense comes to the forefront. Then the Knicks rebounding also in the fourth quarter. They've showed a dominance. They have taken the Chicago offense, forced them into turnovers, and then forced them into poor percentage shots in the fourth quarter with the pressure on.
Mason turned it over, knocked it out of bounds right in front of us. Last year, the Knicks went up 2-0, only to be swept the next 4 games by the Bulls. But we've gone the whole game without mentioning the M word. But it would be a different team. Kukoc backing up. Mason cut him off, but he did draw the foul.
You must go and attack Mason. You just cannot allow him to play you, to force you laterally all the time. You've got to either use a drop step power move or come off the dribble and take him to the rim and force him to play you other than lateral movement.
Kukoc 3 of 5. He has 11 in the ball game. As Kerr comes out, Williams comes in. Williams comes in for Longley. JoJo English comes in for Steve Kerr. So Jackson going with a little defense.
Well, the game is not out of reach. All right, right now, you're sitting on 7. But you really need some gutty defense there now.
Harper almost gave it up. He jumped before he threw the pass. Ewing wide open.
Great play by Harper. He knew he made a big mistake. He jumped up in the air in the backcourt. Fortunately, he makes the lob, and then through sheer hustle, the Knicks not only get the catch, they find the open man.
Knicks lead at 94-85. 1:23 left to be played. Let's go back in the history book, show you a few numbers. 5 out of the last 6 years these two teams have played. The Bulls have never lost to the Knicks in a playoff competition. But they are about to go down 2-0 for the second year in a row. Game 3 once again Friday night right here on TNT. 8 o'clock Eastern time. Kukoc from the arc. Knicks have the ball with 1:14 left.
When this game moves to game 3 in Chicago Friday night, the Knicks have lost game 3 in 5 straight series. So the Bulls are going to need their fans, and they're going to need a major potential, every guy playing to the top of his game, to get some confidence back on Friday night.
Pat Riley told us during the Nets series that he felt these guys really have a notion what the ring's all about. Good ball movement. Harper can't capitalize.
Well, I think for the first time this year, the Knicks are healthy. And by that, I mean Starks and Charles Smith. And now they have their 9-man rotation going.
Oops. Grant, the big trip by Ewing. Well, our Budweiser player of the game, no question about it. He comes from the Knicks bench. Anthony Mason, 15 points, 14 rebounds. That is a playoff career high. 6 assists to go along with that. Budweiser will donate $1,000 on behalf of Anthony Mason to the United Negro College Fund. What an effort by Anthony Mason the last 2 ball games versus the Bulls.
At the top of the show, we told you that the big matchup, Grant and Oakley. Now, you might say, well, Horace Grant has a lot of points. But we told you the big factor is not so much the points, it's the rebounds. Right now, Horace Grant only has 4 rebounds in this game. Now, there we have a dejected player in Scottie Pippen. He knows that the pressure will be on for this ball club, you know, in game 3 on Friday night. They need a maximum performance by everyone.
I got it. Horace Grant perfect from the line, 8 for 8. Bulls free throw shooting has really kept them in this ball game. They've only missed 5, 32 of 37. The 3 won't go. And this is over. So the Chicago Bulls, once again, only 15 fourth-quarter points with 22 seconds left, as it was in game number 1. They will fall down 2-0 in the best of 7 versus the Knicks.
Well, the Knicks showed us tonight that game 1 was not a fluke.
Ewing with the pump fake and the foul.
And by that we mean the holding of the Chicago Bulls to the 15 points and then dominating the rebounding in the second half.
Excuse me, Hubie, Charles Oakley just blown for a technical foul with 9.2 left. We'll go down the other end and shoot the technical. Just a reminder, immediately following our game, we have the Suns and the Rockets coming your way. Believe me, Bob and Doug are standing by at the Summit in Houston. With Phoenix leading that series 1-0. It'll be interesting to see if the Rockets could come back after getting a little rest. They played Portland in Portland, then had to come back for a Sunday afternoon game. Less than a day rest. Armstrong hits the technical, 10 for 10 from the start. BJ's played a nice game tonight for the Bulls. And we'll have the Suns and Rockets next. Meanwhile, Patrick Ewing will go back to the line to shoot a couple.
In spite of everything, Chicago had a chance to win both games.
Oh, yeah.
All they needed was execution of their offense. And then take care of your defensive board. They could not do that in game 1 or game 2.
I think putting the blame on the officials tonight is completely irrelevant if you're a Bulls fan. Ewing gets them both. The lead is 8. Grant for 3, banks home a 3. Horace Grant banking home the 3. But that is all she wrote. This one's in the books. The Knicks lead the best of 7 series 2-0. They win at the final score 96-91. Just a reminder, coming up next on TNT, the Phoenix Suns visit the Houston Rockets in game 2. Once again, our final score, the Knicks win it 96-91. For Hubie Brown and our entire crew, I'm Ron Thulin. Thanks for watching and good night, everybody.